Hey everyone, welcome back to another weekly rotations video. I apologize for the voice and my appearance and my pajamas. I am still getting over a lot of sickness that I had through the middle and last part of last week. It's terrible, never want to feel like that again, but I still wanted to put out a video just real quickly talking about everything I wore through the week, some things I didn't get to wear because I didn't go anywhere. I stayed home, had to go off work, but I did happen to go out later in the week and decided to wear a few things. And I just want to talk about even some things I wore while I was here at home sick just to test out and try. But starting off, last Sunday, went to church, did my usual thing, and I wore one that I wore when I first got it on the Sunday after Christmas. It's one that I love, my favorite iteration from this line. It is Versace Eros Parfum. It is, I think, the best iteration in the Eros line aside from Flame. I really like Flame. But Parfum is to me the best. It's smoother, more mature, more of a denser kind of factor about it. It's still sweet, still vanilla. It still has a little bit of that fresh mint quality, but it's deeper aromatics, a little more woodiness, and it has amazing performance and longevity. Absolutely amazing. And then that Monday, I went to work and I wore one that I've heard requested a lot from you guys. I've seen it all across the chibi community. People talk about being really good, and so I finally picked it up. It is from Azzaro, and it is Azzaro's Visit. This is a very unique atomizer too. It sprays from the corner front here, but I really, really like this one. It's a very smoky, very wood dominant fragrance. It's a little bit of an ambery, almost resinous, sweet factor to it as it dries down. Not the best performer, but I do really like it. Very mature, it's very interesting as well. Of course, you know I'm a sucker for those early 2000s kind of style fragrances, so this was absolutely perfect for me. Again, not the best performance, but I do reckon that it will get better over time as it macerates, but I'm so glad that I picked this one up. On that next day, on Tuesday, I had another one in that you've heard me talk about the one before this, but this is the flanker to that one, and it's from Rokos, and it is L'Homme Rokos, but this is Aromatic Touch, the green version from L'Homme Rokos. The original one is very much a blue style scent. A lot of people say it's a really good blue style. I know Dustin from the Fragrance Fan channel absolutely loves that one. He calls it like his church scent. He wears it all the time. I think this one, to me personally, is the upgrade to that one. It has, again, like the name says, a lot more aromatics in it. It's a lot more woody, has almost a little bit more of an earthy kind of facet to it, a little more mossy, but it's definitely denser, it is richer. Still has a little bit of that sweetness in there, but it's a little more ambery, rich in there. Not as much freshness, not as much of almost like an aquatic blue style. Again, it is way more just the denser, rich, woody take on that, but I really, really do love this one, and I picked it up for a really good price as well. And performance on this is not bad at all. I think it's actually better than the original one with an extra hour on it. It's pretty, like I'm on average like 5 or 6 hours, but a good medium projection. It's absolutely wonderful. Again, my favorite, probably one I wear a lot more, especially in the spring season coming up. Then on that Wednesday is when the sickness really hit me. I was off of work, had a very high fever for that day and a couple of days following that, but I still wore something while I was at the house, took a shower, wanted to fresh up, and I wore this one that I actually picked up in a recent rack store haul from Banana Republic. It is the original Slate. This one is still really, really good. Very, very green on that opening. The note breakdown that I saw for Brandica was only sage and ginger, but you do get a good citric ginger spicy pop on the top, but you get a lot of greenness. That sage adds in a lot of aromatic nature to it. It's a little bit of a muskiness to it, and performance on this is actually really, really good. A lot of longevity is pretty good on it. It has good staying power. At least it lasted on my clothes until the next day, and on my skin it lasted easily like 5-6 hours or so with a medium projection. It's still really, really good. Again, an early, mid-2000s fragrance. I think it's like 2006, but it still has a very good modern application to it, and perfect, absolutely perfect for the springtime coming up. And then that nighttime, I wore one just while I was sitting around the house, trying to feel better, want something to kind of lift my mood. And I wore one that I've seen around a little bit in the fragrance community. I decided to wear it and try it out, and I really like it. It is by Ted Lapidus, and it is Poker Face. I know this used to be a lot cheaper, and probably a couple years ago or so. I think now I got this around like $31. I think it used to be like in the mid-20s, but it's still really, really good. This is a definite date night scent, and very much in the style of Lana Louise Delhomme with that same style of cardamom, a little bit of a fruity sweetness on the top, but it adds a little bit of iris in that middle to dry down, adding in a whole different depth of sensuality to it. It is absolutely amazing, a fantastic alternative and twist to an Alana Dillon style, very sexy, very alluring and attractive, a date night scent without a doubt, and it's also very classy as well. I think you can wear this if you're just going like a formal gathering or formal event at night as well, but still really, really good. I think it'll be more for the colder seasons, but I think the nighttime and spring coming up, I think it still work just as well. Pretty good longevity as far as I could tell. Of course, I kind of fell asleep before I actually got to see how long it lasted, but it lasted well into the night with a medium projection, almost a little intimate as it started drying through, but still, it's a date night fragrance. You're gonna want something that's a little intimate and not too cloying, but this is still really, really good. Highly, highly recommend this one. That Thursday, I actually ended up going back into work after my fever came down, and I decided to wear something I think fits perfect for the springtime coming up as well. It is F by Ferragamo, but not F Black, the original F by Ferragamo. A very spicy, but citric, almost fruity, very like almost spiky kind of fragrance on the top. Has a little bit of a spiciness to it, a little bit of an amberiness to it. It has a little bit of a clean leather in there, a lot of musk as well. It's just an overall amazing, perfect office scent. Again, very, very clean, very, very groomed, very, very dressed up, very much like an office CEO kind of style, which is very much with the, F for Black following. People say it has CEO vibes as well. That very much falls in line with this, but this is the original one. I think it's still really good, and it's a hoss of a bottle. I mean, this thing is huge, and it is built like a beast, but really, really good. Again, very, very clean, citrus, spicy, ambery, just absolutely wonderful. The performance on this was really good, lasted majority of the whole day, like going on 6+ hours with a medium projection. Very loud for that first hour or so, but it dried down pretty good. But yeah, really, really good. If you find this for a good price, definitely don't skip out on this because it's really good. It's a mid-2000s fragrance, but it very much has a modern applicability to it. It's very, very good. Then that Friday came, went back to work, felt a little better, and it was a little warmer that day. I think the warmest day we had last week, so I decided to wear something that's probably more toward the middle of summertime, but it still fits perfect in springtime. It is by Off and On, and it is 9 a.m. Dive. This one is actually really, really good. Very much going to be a blue style of fragrance. If you don't like blue fragrances or you already have a lot of blue fragrances, this is probably going to be redundant and not for you. But if you don't have a blue fragrance and you just want something for a quick recommendation, I can definitely recommend this one. And even with the other blue fragrances that I have, this is still very different from that. It has a very strong fruitiness on the top, very, very sweet, very well appealing. It's an amazing opening. I think blackcurrant is the main thing in this. You also get a lot of mint. It's very, very green along with the fruitiness and opening, which I really like. And it dried down being a little bit aquatic, but very fresh, very mossy. It has patchouli in this, which has almost a little bit of a dark factor to it, which is very interesting. A darkness balanced out with the fresh lightness in the scent. And then it has a good bit of woodiness in here as well, giving it a little bit of that Bleu de Chanel kind of wood vibe in this. It's very much like a Bleu de Chanel mixed with like Coach for Men or Jimmy Choo for Men, with the fruitiness, the way those come off, and the woods of Chanel, a little bit of YSL, and I think it has a little bit of some other things in there, like maybe some like a Ventus because of the blackcurrant opening and things like that. It's very much a culmination of a lot of fragrances, but it actually is really good, and I think it stands out just a little bit different from other things I have in here, things like L'Homme Rocos and Essenziale Blue by Salvador Ferragamo, things like that. It's still really, really nice. I got this for a really good price, I think at TJ Maxx for like $29.99, which is fantastic. But again, it's gonna be redundant if you already have a lot of blue fragrances or you don't like blue fragrances, you're not gonna like it. But if you don't have one and you want a quick pickup or something as another recommendation, I'd highly recommend this one. Plus the performance isn't bad at all either. It lasted the majority of the work day I was there, like 6+ hours with a medium projection. And of course, the more you spray, the louder it'll get. But be careful because Off and On usually has really good performing fragrances, but still really, really like this one. I'm gonna be giving it a lot more wears in the coming future. And then that Friday night, went out, did some grocery shopping and some other little pickups here and there, and decided to wear one that I actually opened up in a big Lattafa fragrance haul that I did a live stream with Tommy, I think sometime last year, and we opened this one up, smelled it, wasn't too impressed with it at first, but actually after I got to wear it this past weekend, I actually really, really like it. And it's very, very hyped as being a very good clone alternative to a discontinued fragrance. But it is this one here by Lattafa, and it is Sucrab. And if you already know what this one's a clone of, this is a clone of Acqua di Gio's Profumo, or at least it's supposed to have very strong similarities to Profumo or even Essenza. I think Acqua di Gio Essenza. It very much has a aromatic, spicy, almost smoky aspect to it, a lot of woodiness in there. Has a good bit of that almost green but aquatic nature. It's very light, but this is very, very mature, very classy. It has a very hefty masculine feel to it. It was very nice to wear this actually. It fit perfectly with the Friday night vibe I was going at. It was a little overcast, a little stormy, but it was very warm, and I was kind of dressed up, being a little more nicely appropriate, especially after being at home for the past couple of days. And so it very much fit the vibe I was going with. This is one that I really, really like. It's not overly close to Perfumo. I think even like the classic match, what is it, the Joe Black I have, is a little closer to Perfumo's style, but this has a little more of a drier aspect to it, not as sweet as that, but it still is really, really good. Perfect for spring, summer, fall time, perfect for office wear, casual, formal, whatever. It's really, really good. And I don't think, again, it is the most accurate, but it still is really good, especially after letting it macerate for, I think it was like a couple months or so. It has gotten tons better, and I can imagine only get better since it had pretty good performance as well, about a medium intimate projection after like 5 hours or so, but it lasted almost pretty much the whole night. Of course, if I spray a little more on, maybe I could tell, but it still did really good for what it was. And maybe, like I said, it'll do better after more maceration goes on, but still really, very good and highly recommend it. And I didn't wear anything yesterday on Saturday or today on Sunday. Just stayed home, continued trying to get well, and didn't bother with anything else. Didn't bother filming any reviews, just trying to catch up on a lot of other editing instead. But I still want to put out this video so I could talk about the things that I wore last week, because I know all you guys are going to probably want to see about it and hear about it, and you may even actually be kind of getting on to me about, you should be doing the videos anyway, you should be getting better. But I still want to put something out there because I want to go ahead and get this out of my mind, basically. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video nonetheless. Again, I apologize for my appearance, my presentation. I know I don't look the best, I don't sound the best, and I don't really have my whole charisma about me like I usually do, but hopefully I'll be back again the way I usually am next week. As the week goes on, I think I will get a lot better and have some medicine in my system and get things going the way it should be. And as usual, guys, if there's anything that you want to talk about with any of these that I've shown, things that you personally have yourself or you've been looking at getting, or even other alternatives that you have for these, please let me know in the comments below, and I would love to read about it. And if you like this video, despite my presentation, how everything looks and sounds, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Let me know to keep making videos like this, and give me encouragement to keep getting better. And if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, but you hopefully do like what you see here or what you see elsewhere on the channel, I encourage you to please consider supporting the channel by subscribing and even hitting the notification bell so you can see the other and better videos that I have planned coming down the pipeline in the future. Trust me, they are going to be better than this one, and I'm going to get better than this right here. I would love to have you right along with me on this cheap fragrance journey, and hey, maybe I could even help you discover something new along the way. And as usual, guys, that's all I have for today's video. Again, thank you for being here and for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And thank you for all of you who are sending out the get well soon wishes and get better, and also just encouraging me to keep on going and not worry about the content keep pushing out, but then instead spend time for myself and for family. I do appreciate that, and I'm trying to listen to it and trying to find the better balance, because I don't want this to be the main thing. I want this to be just a hobby and a side thing that I do to enjoy, but I still want to be able to put things out there for all of you to watch and to keep up with what's going on and things that I find that I think are pretty cool as well. But again, thank you for being here. I will see all of you again in the next video. I think there's one coming out on Tuesday, but obviously in the one on Friday. Again, be blessed.